Tony. Third is Don O'Neill. Bobby Pierce up to fourth. Scott Bloomquist fifth. Shane Clanton sixth. Jimmy Mars seventh. And Brandon Overton is eighth. Earl Pearson Jr. is ninth. Tyler Erb is 10th. Chad Simpson 11th. Josh Richards 12th. Brian Shirley is 13th. Greg Sanity 14th. Kyle Bronson runs 15th. There's your leader. Can he finally win the finale here in Knoxville? He's been close several times here. In fact, as I mentioned a couple years ago, had a huge lead, hooked the berm in turn 4 and knocked the nose off the car. Did not go to victory lane. I don't want to jinx him, but he has led 10 Lucas Oil races this year with only one win that came at Wheatland at Lucas Oil Speedway back in May. But Jimmy Owens, who led the Dirt Million for a little bit as well. And right now, can he come home with a victory for East Tennessee and the Newport 9?
Scott Bloomquist, which is never easy to do. He went to the top of the racetrack, leaned hard on the cushion. He had a big head of steam as he came into turn number 3, and man, he never lifted as he drove off the top. Back to the green flag as they come down the front straightaway. Jimmy Owens brings him into turn number 1.
Don O'Neill, good restart, Tony.
Up into the second spot, Shepard. Third look at Pierce, looking to the inside.
Oh, Bloomquist back out in the wall. Here goes Pierce on the bottom. Bobby Pierce on the inside, and he goes to third. Bobby Pierce from 22nd to 3rd here tonight. Oh, my goodness.
Back to the top of the racetrack where we've seen him make a big move on Bloomquist earlier. Now he'll ride the cushion in turn number 1. Here comes Brandon Shepard back to the inside of Bobby Pierce, taking a look at the third spot. Pierce able to hold him back. Then it's Scott Bloomquist, Jimmy Mars in a battle side by side as Earl Pearson Jr. getting by the 25C of Shane Clanton. Then you have Brandon Overton and Chad Simpson into the top 10.
The top 5 remain Jimmy Owens, Don O'Neill, Bobby Pierce, now Brandon Shepard on the bottom. His fellow Illini driver out of 2. Bloomquist remains in 5th. Down the back straightaway. How about Jimmy Owens? Well, Brandon Shepard early in this race pulled out to a good lead. Out in turn number 4. 56 laps remaining in this race. 44 in the books, Tony.
Jimmy Owens there you see in the small box on the left of your screen. Don O'Neill, Bobby Pierce, and Brandon Shepard seem to be the battle on the racetrack now as they work down the back straightaway. That exit, James, in turn number 2 is getting treacherous. We've seen a couple cars here the last couple laps get it hung up over the cushion there and nearly sucked him into the outside wall, and it's gotten treacherous for your leaders a couple times there, so we'll see how that factors in as we continue to click off the laps. But Bobby Pierce, a car length back now from Don O'Neill down the back straightaway. That's the battle for second, but Jimmy Owens now beginning to pull away from the field.
Jimmy Owens still leads. Second spot is remaining Don O'Neill, Bobby Pierce hot on his heels. Brandon Shepard is 4th. 5th is Scott Bloomquist. Then it's Jimmy Mars, Earl Pearson Jr., Brandon Overton, Shane Clanton, and Chad Simpson. But right now, in their lap or 2, Owens right now, he's already picked up the tail end of the field here in a couple of laps as he closes on the 25 of Jason Fager.
Well, he's had the luxury here on the restart of not having anyone ahead of him, so he hasn't had to move off the top of the racetrack where he's been so fast. But as we get into traffic, we've got lap cars well over the cushion. The car slowing there in turn number 4.
Tyler Burning off the pace, and the caution. Caution is out for the Decorah, Iowa driver. With 47 laps in the books, 3 shy of the halfway mark. Well, that Tyler Burning may have a tire down, not sure. It looks like all four. Let's see the right rear of that Capital car. All four tires still up, Tony.
So here's where the strategy comes in, James. So Jimmy Owens likes this because now he doesn't have lap traffic ahead of him. He'll be able to go to the back of the top of the racetrack where he's been so fast and not have to contend with lap cars. However, Bobby Pierce has to hope that Don O'Neal chooses the bottom so that he can go back to the top and make a big run on Jimmy Owens, because that's where he's been so fast. So now if you're Don O'Neal, you're thinking, where do I want to go? And if you know Bobby Pierce is going to try to pass you on the top side, you got to put him on the inside here on the restart.
Well, he can see the scoreboard going into turn number 3 there, so I'm sure he knows the 32 car is right on his heels. So we'll see. Boy, the 5 and the 32 are very good on the restart. There's a whole bevy of cars in the infield of the hot pit. Chris Simpson in 32, Tim McCready back in 39, Billy Moyer in 21. There's Jonathan Davenport. There's a point leader. But JD struggling here tonight. Back in what position is he's in 22nd tonight, Tony?
You know, folks can't necessarily see this, but I was just looking down into turn number 1, just to the inside of the billboards there. And what, you know, these cars don't have radio communications with spotters or anything like that. But down on the inside of turn number 1 by the billboards, there are crew members down there with different colored wands and sticks and signs, giving their drivers signs as they come down the front straightaway. So an old-fashioned way, there you see right there, you see the candy stripe wands and the green handles there and all kinds of different colored things there, trying to communicate with their drivers on the restarts and throughout the race, signaling where their competitors are. So that's some old-fashioned technology right there.
Yeah, they're not there.
You know what? It always works.
There's Ronnie and Terry Stuckey down there checking out the infield. Of course, there Carl Pearson Jr. right now running in position number 7. So it's Jimmy Owens, Don O'Neal, Bobby Pierce, Brandon Shepard, Scott Bloomquist is 5th, Jimmy Mars is 6th, Pearson 7th, Overton is 8th, 9th is Clinton, 10th is Chad Simpson, 11th is Tyler Erb, 12th is Brian Shirley, 13th Kyle Bronson, 14th is Richards, and 15th is Babb.
Yellow's coming back out, James.
Will Billy Moyer back out, so is Tyler Bruning.
Well, I think Don O'Neal must have had a wiretap on our headset here, because he did just what I said he should do. He took the top.
He took the top. Well, if you've got a good enough car here in Knoxville, you can run the bottom of the top. Brandon Shepard proved that last night.
For sure.
And on a great restart, came from 19th to get the win. But
now what we'll probably see is a big Hail Mary move by Bobby Pierce to the inside of turn 1 to try to make a big move, sliding over into turn number 2 to hold Jimmy Owens back. This is going to be really exciting. Yeah, folks, we have 53 laps to go in this one yet.
3 shy of halfway.
Boy.
I'll tell you what, I'm interested to see what the Bloomquist and the number 1 of Shepard will do.
Yep.
On this restart, because they've faded back here a little bit, but will they just biding their time maybe? But Jimmy Owens looking good here tonight. But I tell you what, that 5 and that 32, Don O'Neal, Bobby Pierce on the restarts have been terrific. Will Jimmy Owens hang on? 3 shy of the halfway mark in Knoxville. It's been a dandy so far here tonight for $40,000. Here's the restart, Tony.
Jimmy Owens on the hammer. He brings him down the front straightaway. Here comes Bobby Pierce to the inside of turn 1. Puts her big move there. Not enough, but he slides up across turn number 2 to hold on to the 2nd spot. Then a 3-car battle for 3rd down the back straightaway. Here comes Scott Bloomquist to the inside of O'Neal.
Good battle down. Now Bloomquist back to 3rd. Zero coming back to life. Down the main straightaway. It's Jimmy Owens with the lead. Bobby Pierce is 2nd. 3rd is Don O'Neal. 4th is Bloomquist. 5th is Shepard. Here comes Pearson in the 1. And Jimmy Mars at 28.
Earl Pearson Jr., another one of those cars that fell back, and now making his march back toward the front. He'll get back in line with Jimmy Mars as Scott Bloomquist goes back to the inside of O'Neal in turn number 4. Bloomquist with the advantage. O'Neal up on the high side of the racetrack now. O'Neal gets back by at the flag stand. He'll hold on to 3rd. Bloomquist right through the middle of turn 1, trying to take the 3rd spot back in turn number 2. A car to the wall. Jimmy Mars gets up over the cushion. We stay green as they gather it back in turn number 2.
Meanwhile, Bobby Pierce trying to track down your leader. Here comes Pierce down the main straightaway. He's closed on Jimmy Owens. 3 car lengths make it 2 into turn number 1, Tony. Oh, Bobby hangs on. He almost ended up in the Casey's General Store parking lot. Again, Pierce is a wheelman.
Jimmy Owens, you got company. Here comes Bobby Pierce up on the top of the racetrack, reeling in your leader. It's a ways back to Don O'Neal in the 3rd spot. Brandon Shepard and Scott Bloomquist battling for 4th, but the race on the speedway now is up front. Here comes Bobby Pierce, 2 car lengths back as you see Scott Bloomquist looking to the inside of Brandon Shepard, who rides the high line into turn number 3.
The caution is back out. Caution is back out on the racetrack with 51 scored here tonight, 49 to go. Caution is out on the racetrack. Apparently debris, we'll check it out. Oh my. Jimmy Mars in the 28 car. He's slow to coming in down turn number 4, and Jimmy Mars to the hot pit area.
Well, we saw him get up over the cushion in turns 1 and 2. He probably banged the fence pretty hard there, but he brings it down into the work area.
Wow. Mars down in the hot pit area. Dave Argabright, Jimmy Owens, and Bobby Pierce. And I'll say it again. How many? Bobby Pierce is worth the price of admission, Dave Argabright.
Well, absolutely. That's what we talked about before this race. You know, he's just got a habit of when he finds himself in a predicament of starting deep, he's just one of those special kind of racers who that almost despite any circumstances moves forward almost every race. And that's why he's fun to watch. And, man, he's made a great race of it tonight. You know, it just you never count anybody out here at Knoxville. We've seen this race won from deep, but man, that's doing it the hard way. But he's getting it done so far. He's making a race for Jimmy Owens here in a moment.
Well, you had a great Knoxville National Sprint Car race last month, Tony. I mean, that was a terrific finish there. And are we setting ourselves up for this late model finish here tonight? Jimmy Owens out in front, Bobby Pierce second, Don O'Neill is third, Brandon Shepard fourth, Scott Bloomquist is fifth, and Brandon Overton sixth, and Earl Pearson Jr. Well, now Pierce will have the opportunity, and I'm going to guess, as Dave was told Bloomquist earlier, lay a $100 bill on somebody. I would say that Bobby Pierce will pick the outside, but I'm just saying.
Just saying. I'd say that's a safe bet. In fact, if you'll split the winnings, I'll loan you the 100.
Well, there you go. And it looks like he's going to do that. That'll put Bloomquist on the bottom, Shepard up top, then Pearson, Overton, then Clanton, and now Chad Simpson back in there. How about Chad Simpson running well? The pair of 25s. Good job for Clanton and Chad Simpson here tonight. They're not out of it. You're not out of it. If you're still on the lead lap, you still got a shot, because if there's some more cautions on this Delaware double file restart, oh, baby.
Look at Bobby Pierce. He's tucking right in behind Jimmy Owens. Not going to give him an inch.
This is fun. This is fun. Knoxville never disappoints, Tony Bachhoven. Here we come. 53 in the books. 51 in the books, 49 to go.
Green flag is back out as they race down into turn number 1. Jimmy Owens shows the way now. Don O'Neill looking to the inside of Bobby Pierce for second. He's got it. Pierce has to get on the brakes there. He'll got right into the back of O'Neill. He'll run third, but here comes Scott Bloomquist in the 4th spot. Bloomquist looking to the inside of Bobby Pierce for the position. He'll get it in the bottom side. Will Pierce be able to drive back by him on the outside? He'll try to. He does. Off of turn 4. Put Pierce back in 3rd.
Not a good restart for Pierce that time as he jumped that cushion down there. Very treacherous up top. Pierce has a run on a 2-1 down O'Neill. Down the back straightaway as Jimmy Owens pulls away. Great battle in there for second. Here comes Bloomquist on the bottom of Pierce.
Bobby Pierce now back into the 4th spot. He definitely is able to get through turn number 2 and the top of turn 4 better than anyone else. He's super fast up on the high side of the racetrack. Bloomquist looking to the inside again, side by side. The first car running the middle of the racetrack. Bobby Pierce able to hold on to the 3rd spot. Here comes Brandon Shepard in the 5th position now. He's closing back in on Bloomquist as well. But meanwhile, Jimmy Owens starting to put distance on the field.
Down the main straightaway. Terrific battle for second. Are you serious? Don O'Neill, Bobby Pierce, Brandon Shepard, and here comes Bloomquist on the bottom. He'll slide, and he'll leave Shepard room. Brandon Overton trying to make up time. Here they come down the back straightaway. A terrific battle for second here at Knoxville.
Boy, did you see the move that Bobby Pierce had on O'Neill? If he could have gotten around him on the outside, he'd have passed him like nobody saw him coming. As the yellow flag comes back out, we've got big trouble on the back straightaway. 3 cars together. Tim McCready, one of those cars. Greg Satterley, another one. And I can't
Kyle
quite see.
Bronson.
Okay,
Kyle
there you
Bronson
go.
Is the other one. Heavy damage on the 39 car. Tim McCready, 5th in the points, and his night might be over. You see Kyle Bronson unbuckling.
Heavy damage on the front of McCready's Sweeteners Plus car number 39. That Longhorn chassis gets some heavy damage there. We'll get another look here at the tail end of what happened there to put those 3 cars under caution. There you see the accident already happening. Greg Satterley already comes to a stop. Tim McCready kind of caught up, James, and I think what's going on back there. But nonetheless, his Longhorn has its nose out of joint, so to speak, there as he comes to a stop there, stuck together on the back straightaway.
Helmets off on both drivers. Both drivers okay. Kyle Bronson and Tim McCready.
Calling for the hook, so it'll take just a second here to get those cars off the racetrack. You know, the work area getting busy again.
Well, Tim McCready, 5th in the championship point standings. He's pitted a couple of times. Billy Moyer back in. Jonathan Davenport as well. That's another thing in his point stage. There's Jason Fager back in the 25 car. So 54 laps in the books, 46 to go here tonight. It's Jimmy Owens, Brandon Shepard running in 4th. Bloomquist is 5th. 3rd is Pierce. 2nd is Don O'Neill. A lot of activity down in the hot pit area. Lanigan, Moyer, Fager, Davenport down there.
So, Dave Argabright, you've seen as many national event races here as anybody has. Bobby Pierce, we talked about him earlier. He started in the 22nd starting spot. He's able to get around turn 2 about better than anybody, but he's so fast, he can't get past Don O'Neill. What is he going to have to do here as we get about to the midpoint of this race to get past him and contend with Jimmy Owens?
Well, he's going to have to do one of two things, Tony. He's going to have to figure out how to do it, maybe in a groove that he doesn't like as well, and get his way past that way. Or he's going to try to wait and get him in traffic. Now, we've still got a lot of laps to go here. The one variable here that you worry about with Bobby is coming from that deep, did he have to use up all of his stuff to get here, whereas some of the guys that started up front have maybe been able to be a little bit more conservative for that crucial last 20-lap run to the finish.
Well, it's going to be exciting, James. When we get down to that point, it'll be anybody's game. And we've seen a lot of, in the past, we've seen a lot of big changes happen in the running lineup. The field is going to roll to a stop here in an effort to, you know, manage fuel a little bit for these guys.
Some fuel, yes, because it's a long way around her, even under caution.
Yeah, and it's going to take the rollback and 2 wreckers on the back straightaway here to get things cleaned up. So we'll bring the cars down here, stop them on the front straightaway. So, you know, we've talked a lot about Bobby Pierce. We've talked a little bit about Brandon Shepard and Jimmy Owens being so fast. But, you know, let's document this a little bit more, because I don't want people to think we're over talking about it. But what Bobby Pierce has done here tonight is very impressive, coming from his deep back, as we look at some of those passes he's made on some really fast cars, James, to march his way to the front.
He's done it all under green flag circumstances. Nobody has dropped out or anything like that. So that has been running up front of Pierce. There's the pass on Bloomquist. And there it again around fellow Illini driver Brandon Shepard.
And, you know, Dave talked about him having to go into a groove maybe not as comfortable, but in these highlights here, we've seen him have to do that. He's had to go to the bottom. He's made some passes on the bottom of the racetrack. He's been fastest on the top, but to Dave's point, he might have something for him if he does have to leave the top of the racetrack here later in the race.
No doubt about it. Jimmy Owens and Don O'Neill. Dave Argabright. Jimmy Owens and Don O'Neill. A lot of laps here, a lot of experience. Bobby Pierce has only been here a few times, Dave Argabright. Will the experience win out here tonight?
Well, you know, James, that is the magic question. But Bobby is an unusual racer in that despite his youth, he has shown the ability to be mature in the race car. So you kind of, the experience, yes, it matters. But Bobby's a special kind of guy, I think, that overcomes some of that with sheer ability and just tenacity in the race car. He is never going to quit trying. But to your point, you know, these last few laps, experience may well be a factor.
Look at the focus on Bobby Pierce sitting there.
Oh, yeah. He's been in this spot before many times.
Speaking of focus, right behind Bobby Pierce is Scott Bloomquist, and you can just see him there in the top of your screen. Don't count him out yet. He's lining up in the 5th spot, so definitely within position to make a move here.
Well, good restart also for the one of Brandon Shepard as well. He's back in the hunt as well. Brandon Overton now will be up there. Now, how about Josh Richards? He has quietly snuck up there in that Best Motorsports car. He's in the nice spot. Chad Simpson as well. He's not out of it yet. Then you have Tyler Erb, Dennis Erb Jr., Shannon Babb, Shane Clanton still running, Ricky Thornton Jr., and Brian Shirley, Chase Younghans, Chris Simpson, Darrell Lanigan, Tyler Bruning, and Mason Ziegler all left out there. There's Earl Pearson Jr. right there. He knows what it is to win a big race. There's Richards.
And there's Josh Richards. James started in the 21st spot, so he's made a nice run here mid-pack of the race, and definitely, You know, he knows he's run second here a lot of times, and so he's probably pacing himself as well, trying to set himself up. Let's go back down to the infield with Dave Argabright.
Well, Kyle Bronson, glad to see you're out of the car and okay. You were able to drive back here. Take us back to the incident on the backstretch. What happened?
Oh, it looked like Greg just stuck it in the fence there, and McCready got into him, and he had nowhere to go, and I got into McCready, you know. Just a racing deal, you know. We missed a setup. We shouldn't have been back that far back anyways, but that's the way it goes.
Well, there you go. The driver's currently second in Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Rookie of the Year standings. Kyle Bronson, that big win at East Bay Raceway Park back in February. But his night is ended.
So the field
rolling back under yellow.
Yep, field going back under yellow.
Brandon Overton trying to get his car refired, the Billy Franklin Rocket. The Hillbilly 100 winner back in Tyler County, back Labor Day weekend. That was $50,000 there. There's Greg Satterley's damaged machine, the number 22 car. Second in last year's Rookie of the Year, Chase Hudson O'Neill, his night has ended here at Knoxville.
You know, we talked earlier, I mentioned that the exit to turn number 2, if you're riding up on the cushion, has been treacherous for a few guys. It's pretty narrow up there when you exit, so about in front of the Brian Clausen Suite Tower there. We've seen a few guys that are really leaning hard on that cushion get a little wide. There you see it, less than a car width high, but take a look at that, James. It's very rough terrain up there. You see that dirt's been thrown up against the fence, and if you miss it, that cushion, it pulls you up into that loose stuff and sucks you right into that outside wall and can end your night in a hurry.
It's such a fine line. You're running so fast here, Tony, that it's just hard to judge sometimes where you're at on the racetrack up there. Right now, 46 laps to go in this race. Jimmy Owens out in front. Don O'Neill second. Bobby Pierce third. Brandon Shepard is fourth. Scott Bloomquist runs in fifth. So everybody back out of the hot pit here, including the current points leader, Jonathan Davenport. So Bloomquist and Richards. Richards is second in points. Bloomquist is third. They can pick up some points on Davenport heading to Brownstown, Indiana next weekend. See Brandon Overton down there, a little work on the back of the Billy Franklin 76 rocket car. Hey, anybody in that top 10, they could come up through there. We've seen it before so many times.
So we've got 54 laps in, 46 remain in this one. Those of you watching at home, we thank you for tuning in with us here tonight. We want to invite you to come here to the Knoxville Raceway. The 2019 tickets for the season ticket holders will go on sale in December. If you have tickets this year, you can get those renewed on December 3rd. And if you're at home and you want to make plans to come next year, those tickets are available the 1st of February. So maybe you get a little money for Christmas and you can get your tickets bought right after the first
Absolutely. Of the year. Great crowd, and it's probably the biggest late model crowd we've had here for this event. And it is.
The goal is to get the back straightaway opened up,
We
James.
need to
That's
do
what
that.
we want to do.
We need to do that here in the next couple of years. Let's do it, late model fans. Put it on your bucket list. Look at this crowd. I mean, the grandstand is so huge. I mean, you get a ton of people there, and it still looks know, half empty. But, I mean, it's just huge, the grandstand area. It's very comfortable. Every seat has a back on it. Fans enjoying themselves tonight. They have seen a good one so far here with 46 laps to go in this race. Again, we'll talk to the top 3 down here in Lucas Oil Victory Lane after this race on the stage here at Knoxville.
All right, James, here we go. 54 down, 46 remain as the yellow lights are off.
All right, Jimmy Owens now. Drivers worry about, will the tires seal up? We'll see what happens on these restarts. O'Neill and Pierce have been tremendous on the restarts. We'll see if they can get around. Jimmy Owens, your race leader.
O'Neill really looking to the inside of Owens, staying close with him. Pierce nearly pushing him on the restart back to the green flag. Here comes Don O'Neill down the front straightaway with an advantage on Bobby Pierce. Now looking for the lead in turn number 2. Your race up front for the lead.
Down the back straightaway, O'Neill had a shot there, backs it off the second on the bottom. Here comes Brandon Shepard. Look at Josh Richards in the hunt. The green, black, and white number 1, and Earl Pearson Jr. out at turn number 4. It's still Jimmy Owens, but a great battle for second place here at Knoxville.
Brandon Shepard beginning to close in on your top 3 cars now. Looks to the inside of Bobby Pierce. Bobby Pierce now with a run on O'Neill again over in turn number 2. Again, can't get by him. He's got to figure out how to make the move over in turn number 2. He carries so much speed through the top of the racetrack.
Still plenty of laps to go. 44 to go here tonight. Lap 56 in the books. There's the battle for second. Don O'Neill in the 5. Bobby Pierce in the 32. as they come out of turn number 2. That time O'Neal a little bit of an issue in turn number 2, Tony.
Bobby Pierce just drives right up underneath of him. Oh, we got a car into the wall on the back straightaway.
Shane Clanton, I believe, Shane Clanton into the wall.
That'll bring out the caution.
Is out again.
Well, he is a victim of what we just spoke about before the green, that treacherous cushion over there. It's narrow, and if you can't see it when you get over there, you miss it, and you do just what he did. He got up over the cushion, and it pulled him into the outside wall.
Doesn't look like a whole lot of damage inside of the Capitol, number 25 for Shane Clanton.
Should be able to just realign in the field.
Out of Zebulon, Georgia. So the caution is out, 44 to go. So we got a couple of good laps in the books. Jimmy Owens will be your race leader. Don O'Neal is second. Bobby Pierce third. Brandon Shepard fourth. Scott Bloomquist is fifth. Sixth now is Josh Richards. Seventh is Earl Pearson Jr. Eighth was Shane Clanton. So that'll move Chad Simpson eighth. Ninth is Brandon Overton. And 10th will be Tyler Erb. Josh Richards, he started alongside Bobby Pierce
in the 21st
row number 11.
Spot.
So they've come to the front now, obviously. So Richards trying to pick up some points on Jonathan Davenport. Right now, Davenport running in the 19th position. Deep breath, Tony. We still got a long way to go. 44 to go. 44 to go in Knoxville for $40,000 and the prestigious win here. See some cars still down in the pit area down there. Chad Simpson, Chris Simpson, rather, one of the cars down there.
You know, it's a good thing Jimmy Owens is a pretty cool dude. You know, he's pretty mellow, low-key, because, boy, you just got to be thinking all these cautions you're leading. You know those guys are back there. You just got to think, let this thing go to the green, right? Stop giving him a shot.
Well, he likes chewing gum. He's here to chew gum or win, and he's all out of gum. So you know what that means.
But Jimmy Owens leading the field around as Doug Clark showing them the next time around. Yellow lights are off. Don O'Neal, Bobby Pierce, Brandon Shepard, Scott Bloomquist, Josh Richards in the 6th spot. Earl Pearson Jr., Shane Clanton, Chad Simpson, Brandon Overton, and Tyler Erb.
When your crew chief is Big Snack, that's his nickname.
Big Snack.
You better win so we can go to the Casey's across the road after this race. Here we go.
Jimmy Owens brings the field around, gets on the gas in the middle of 3 and 4. Here comes O'Neal. He's got a run on him on the bottom of turn number 4. Here comes a 3-wide battle for second.
Will that work? Bloomquist trying to squeeze through. O'Neal drift up the track. Pierce will run to the outside now. Pierce will try the crossover. Down the back straightaway. Bloomquist good on the restart, Tony.
What a restart for Scott Bloomquist. Put himself right in position now. Again, looking to the inside of 3 and 4. It'll be a 3-car battle for second. Bloomquist with a run. He'll get by Pierce, but will he have enough for O'Neal? O'Neal hangs on to the 2nd spot. Bloomquist 3rd. Bobby Pierce way back up on the high side of the racetrack. Makes a huge run again. Cannot get by Don O'Neal.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Side by side. Bloomquist and O'Neal. That's the 2nd spot. Jimmy Owens says, see you later. Out of turn number 4 now. Pierce tries that outside. Bloomquist out. Bloomquist on the restart from 4th. Almost a second.
Well, O'Neal's got to love it. He loves it when those guys are battling like that back there. It gives him a chance to settle back in and pull away from the field, which is just what he's done. Bloomquist now for the 2nd spot there. You see Don O'Neal following him into the middle of turns 3 and 4. O'Neal goes back to the top. There's Bobby Pierce right behind him, less than a car length back. Hikes the front end off of turn 4, trying to make a run down the front chute. Can't get by. Meanwhile, Brandon Shepard now throws his hat back in the mix. He'll go to the inside. He'll take the spot. Gets by Pierce, looking at O'Neal for 3rd.
What a battle. Don O'Neal, Bobby Pierce, Brandon Shepard right there into turn number 3 now. Pierce now goes to the bottom. Whoa, Shepard slides up the track. Bobby Pierce on the bottom, down the straightaway, and it's still Don O'Neal in 3rd. Meanwhile, Scott Bloomquist trying to reel in your leader, Jimmy Owens.
Well, Bobby Pierce has to do something different. Dave spoke about that earlier. He had to get off the top and try to make something work. Down the back straightaway, he falls back in line. Bobby Pierce now in the 4th position. Brandon Shepard running 5th. Jimmy Owens nearly a straightaway out over Scott Bloomquist in that number 2 position. Don O'Neal running 3rd, Bobby Pierce 4th, Brandon Shepard is 5th. Josh Richards running in the 6th spot now. He's closing in on B. Shep over in turn 2.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Richards in the hunt now in the number 1 car. So right now, Jimmy Owens out in front. Scott Bloomquist and Don O'Neill both won this race. Pierce slides up the track, and Pierce tries to keep it out of the guardrail. Shepherd will get the spot.
Shepherd gets the spot because O'Neill was wise and went back to the top to hold back Bobby Pierce, because Pierce was going to make it work. Here comes Josh Richards now to contend for position down the back straightaway. Josh Richards now battling with Bobby Pierce. That'll be the race for 5th as they work into 3 and 4. B-Shep moves by Don O'Neill for the 3rd spot. Nose to tail, 3rd, 4th, and 5th down into turn number 1.
Dandy in Knoxville. There's the battle. There's O'Neill. Slide. Shepherd now. Pierce right on him. Now Bobby tries to the inside. Here comes Richards. Down the back straightaway. 36 to go coming up in the Knoxville Late Model Nationals.
Jimmy Owens has caught traffic over in turn number 2. Scott Bloomquist still running 2nd. Don O'Neill racing 3rd. Bobby Pierce puts the left front up on the inside. He'll make the move to turn number 2. Slide job coming up, going in, and no! He still can't get it done. He'll fall back in line. O'Neill now pulling away. Here comes Brandon Shepherd looking to the inside of Pierce over in turn 4.
Meanwhile, your leader now in heavy traffic now down the back straightaway. Jimmy Owens behind the 16 of Tyler Bruning, but he's got almost a straightaway lead over 2nd place runner Scott Bloomquist.
Billy Moyer off the pedal. He'll pull up to the inside return road in 3 and 4 as your leader works off at turn number 4. Jimmy Owens still working well in the turn
also
1.
off the track. Sorry about that, Tony.
Yep.
Look at this battle there. Wow. Pierce and O'Neill going at it. Bobby on the bottom. Don O'Neill up top. They're side by side in the turn 1 maybe this time. And Bobby Pierce
does it.
Hang on, Bobby. Hang on, Donnie.
Well, there he did it. Look at it. He hung it over the cushion. Finally got by O'Neill. Now, will he be able to do it? No. Here comes O'Neill to challenge again. Pierce says no. He'll drive back by on the outside. He'll put the whip to her down the front straightaway and gallop away to the top of turn 1. Bobby Pierce now sets his sights. Look at him. Reel in Scott Bloomquist. He set the hook, tightened up the drag, and reeled him in down the back straightaway.
Well, Jimmy Owens, a straightaway lead in car number 20, but here comes 2nd place. Here comes Pierce down the main straightaway on Bloomquist into 1, Tony.
What a battle for the runner-up spot. Bloomquist on the bottom. Here comes Bobby Pierce up on the high side of the racetrack. Holds the left front in the air. Just drives by him like he has another gear. Oh, here comes Bloomquist. Pierce taps the wall down the back straightaway. Allows Bloomquist to regain the spot. He'll slide up the block, right up across the nose. Here comes Pierce right behind him.
I don't know what else to say. Except Jimmy Owens is gone. Jimmy Owens is way out in front, but meanwhile, 2nd spot is high leader Teddy Pierce has to run down the back straightaway, and they're side by side. Pierce and Bloomquist, and Bobby Pierce goes to 2nd.
Bobby Pierce able to clear Scott Bloomquist in turn number 3. Bloomquist staying 2 car lengths back. Brandon Shepherd right behind him. Don O'Neill and Josh Richards. Josh Richards into that 6th spot. Chad Simpson, Earl Pearson Jr., Brandon Overton, and Brian Shirley, the squirrely, up as the squirrel up into the 10th spot. Your leader there, Jimmy Owens, on the left of your screen. There's Bobby Pierce, the fastest car on the racetrack here tonight. He has marched his way through the field, now hoping to catch a caution and try to reel in the leader.
He jumped the cushion in turn 4, but he's back on track. He stepped it on the guardrail. He's got to be patient. He's still got plenty of time in this race. 29 laps to go.
You got to wonder how much tire he has left on that car. He has been running the wheels off of it, trying to make his way through the field and get around Don O'Neill. It took him a long time. He's finally done it, and now he's got to just settle in. He's got to hit his marks lap after lap if he ever intends to run down Jimmy Owens.
Meanwhile, Brandon Shepherd has gotten around Scott Bloomquist. Shepherd now has Don O'Neill. Now Bloomquist is fading. Bloomquist is slowing, going into 3. And now Don O'Neill rapidly catches up to him. So the 0 car, it's getting loose on 0. And here comes Don O'Neill. Here comes Josh Richards.
Yeah, Josh Richards right behind Don O'Neill as they go down into turn number 1. O'Neill on the bottom of Bloomquist. He'll make the move over in turn number 2. Put Don O'Neill up into the 5th spot. Bloomquist 6, Josh Richards 7. Chad Simpson, Earl Pearson Jr., Overton, and Shirley.
Here comes Pierce. He has closed it down. Tony Backoven, 26 to go. Here he comes out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. He is there in a couple of laps. He may have the lead. Here he comes.
He has taken what was once a straightaway advantage over the 2nd spot and closed it down to within 5 car lengths off of turn 4. Down into turn number 1. There is 75 laps in the books. 25 to go. Here comes your race for the lead. Bobby Pierce has caught Jimmy Owens. Down the back straightaway, Jimmy Owens shows up through traffic. Bobby Pierce lurking on the cushion.
Now what do you do if you're Pierce? Do you just bide your time? He closes rapidly. Here he comes out of turn number 4. The lead, which was, you mentioned, more than a straightaway into turn number 1 in heavy traffic. Pierce to the outside. Could this be the lap? He takes the lead. He is there.
He's got to be patient. He doesn't have to rush it. His car is fast. He hops the cushion there, gets 3 wheels over the cushion, loses 10 car lengths to Jimmy Owens. He's got to pace himself, James. He's got a fast car. He knows now that he can reel in the leader. He's got to wait till the time is right. There's still 23 laps to go in this one.
No need to get excited now. Pierce on the bottom. Meanwhile, Brandon Sheppard is closed on the top 2. Here comes Brandon Sheppard out of turn number 2. Sheppard about 2 to 3 car lengths behind your second place runner, Pierce down. Now Bobby to the bottom, throws the slider at 32. What a move.
Gets by 2 lap cars, brings Sheppard with him down the front straightaway. Now there are no lap cars between your leader, Jimmy Owens. Here comes Bobby Pierce, 3 car lengths, 2 car lengths. Now a car length separate the top 2 cars. Down the back straightaway, Owens able to put a little distance now between he and Bobby Pierce. Pierce back to the top, Owens through the middle in turns 3 and 4. Pierce bangs a cushion, hangs onto the handle, drives off in turn 4. 3 car lengths back from the leader.
21 laps to go here at Knoxville. Jimmy Owens and Bobby Pierce in a classic. Out in turn number 2 down the back straightaway. It's a car length. That was now in traffic down. Pierce on the outside. Can he go around the left car? Pierce around the left car. Bobby Pierce for the lead on a turn 4. Owens slides right in front of him. Pierce the crossover down the straightaway. And do we have a new leader? No, but he does in turn number 2. He does it right now.
Bobby Pierce flexes his muscle. 4 wheels over the cushion. Jimmy Owens gets back by. Bobby Pierce off the throttle in turn 2. He loses a straightaway from your leader. He hangs onto the second spot. Here comes Sheppard down to the inside in third. Oh my! Here comes Bobby Pierce. Gets back on the hammer down the front straightaway. 19 laps to go. That was the break Jimmy Owens needed to get back out on Bobby Pierce. Pierce so fast. Oh, Sheppard slowing the right rear tire down on Bobby Pierce. Or excuse me, on Brandon Sheppard. Oh, man.
Are you serious?
Get the oxygen tanks.
Brandon Sheppard
Wow.
at 3rd. He was gaining on the leaders. How about in Knoxville? What a race.
Brandon Sheppard losing the right rear tire on that car. Oh, man, I got to think about this a second.
Bobby Pierce thinking it's a Saturday night at Macon, Illinois. Who needs a quarter panel? Who needs a right rear door? Sheppard. Brandon Sheppard was getting there. He was in 3rd, right rear tire down. 19, still 19 to go, Tony. Big break for Pierce, but I tell you, he probably would have tried to get back down.
Yeah, but this is what he needed
because the racetrack.
Jimmy Owens got a break there when Bobby Pierce just near stuck it in the fence back there. Lost almost a straightaway on Jimmy Owens. Maintained the second spot. That's how far out the leaders were on position 3. But this is what Bobby Pierce needed, and my guess is now with 19 to go, he better make it work this time because he's not going to get many more chances at Jimmy Owens.
How about it, race fans? Give him a big round of applause. 19 to go. This is great.
Here's a replay of Bobby Pierce. We spoke about it. He got up over the cushion. We'll see it here in just a second. This is where he's trying to get back by. He's got by Jimmy Owens right there. Bangs the cushion, 4 wheels over. We talked about earlier how it sucks you into the fence. Right here, you see the left front. You see the front tires turn to the left, car going to the right, and pretty quick you see the nose start to plow. Look at that mud flying in the air, James. He's digging over there, the car way out of shape. He gets it back under handle, but man, he lost nearly a straightaway advantage on your leader.
And now they'll be right behind him. It'll still be a Delaware double file restart. Brandon Sheppard. Boy, he had a good car tonight. He's had a good car all week. And right now, he will be on the tail end of the lead lap. It'll still be a Delaware double file restart. But like Pierce, I believe, kept it out of the guardrail. I believe he just got up there and had berm.
Once that nose got down in the mud.
Yes, sir.
That's what caused him the problem. It really slowed him down, got the car sideways.
Boy, he
did a nice job, though.
I'm shaking my head.
He did a nice job.
You get to see this stuff every week with the sprint cars, but these late models, they're putting on a heck of a show here tonight. I tell you, Don O'Neill is 3rd right now. Richards is up 4th. Sheppard was 5th. Now Bloomquist will be 5th. And it's Chad Simpson. Brian Shirley, a good run here tonight. Pearson, Overton, and Dennis Erb Jr. into the top 10 for the first time. But, oh, deep breath, everyone.
Including you and I.
19 to go. That's why this race gets bigger and bigger every year, folks. You put it on your bucket list for 2019. We need to put people in here. Where? Here they come on the restart. Don O'Neill and Pierce on the bottom down the main straightaway. Jimmy Owens, can he hang on with 19 to go?
Down into turn number 1. Jimmy Owens gets back out on him. Don O'Neill in the 2nd spot. Bobby Pierce 3rd. Here comes Josh Richards. He'll move by Bloomquist for the 4th spot. Now working on Pierce for 3rd. Down the back straightaway. Put Josh Richards up into the 3rd spot, but a 3-car battle for 3rd now. Bloomquist knows right back in the trio.
Down the main straightaway. They try to go 3 wide for 3rd. Richards, Pierce down to the outside. That's bad news for the competition. Bobby on the outside, Richards out at 2. Will Richards shut the door? No, Pierce goes right by him.
Pierce gets back by Josh Richards, who falls back to the spot. Just getting that momentum, getting it wound back up on the top of the racetrack. Don O'Neill holding on to the 2nd spot. Pierce has caught him in turn number 4, but Jimmy Owens pulling away. Jimmy Owens.
That 32 car. Look at what's this. He's got to get back around O'Neill. Yep. Jimmy Owens starting to slip away now as the laps wind down. 17 to go into turn number 3. Pierce just has to focus. He has to hit his marks, but Jimmy Owens right now solid here tonight in Knoxville.
Jimmy Owens holding off Don O'Neill in 2nd, Bobby Pierce 3rd, Josh Richards running 4th, Scott Bloomquist is 5th, Brian Shirley up into the 6th spot now. He gets by Earl Pearson back in 7th.
Meanwhile, Don O'Neill pulling away from Pierce now. Don O'Neill, a little bit of momentum here at the end of the race, but right now Jimmy Owens has got it going on. Jimmy into turn number 1. We've got 15 to go.
Brian Shirley started in the 28th spot, now up into the top 6, looking for one more over in turn number 2 as he's caught Scott Bloomquist down the back straightaway. Your top 5 cars now spaced out around the racetrack as they work through 3 and 4. Inside of 15, count them, 14 to go this time by for Jimmy Owens. Don O'Neill, Bobby Pierce in the 3rd spot. Then Josh Richards running 4th. Scott Bloomquist is 5th. Brian Shirley running in the 6th position. Earl Pearson Jr. 7th. Battle for 8th in turn number 1. Chad Simpson and Brandon Overton. Then Jonathan Davenport now getting into the mix.
Meanwhile, Don O'Neill trying to track down your leader, Jimmy Owens. Bobby Pierce all over him down the main straightaway. It's getting crunch time. 13 to go. Don O'Neill has closed that lead down as Jimmy Owens is trying to run the top of the track. But right now, here comes Don O'Neill and Bobby Pierce. They're trying to catch your leader.
But the battle on the racetrack now down the back straightaway side by side. Brian Shirley and
Don O'Neill jumped the cushion. Oh, they spin. Bobby Pierce spins on the front straightaway and keeps going. Almost.
And
caution is out. Caution is out.
My guess is, James, you saw that little huff of fire there. The car was probably, he stalled it when he spun the car. Had to fire it up. That's what took him so long to get going again. Oh, man.
Well, Don O'Neill, he'll see the replay again, fans. Watch it up on the big screen. Looked like Don O'Neill, yeah, he did. He jumped the cushion down there, and watch this. Coming in just a racing deal, both racing hard. Yeah. And there Bobby Pierce tried to turn the car as much as he could, and they got together. Just a racing deal there, but...
Well, Bobby Pierce had that car turned as soon as he could. He saw that O'Neill was sideways, and he was catching him faster than O'Neill was going to pull away. He had the car completely sideways. There you see him get up over the cushion. Right there, boy, Bobby's got the car already sideways, trying to get it. They get together lightly there, but that's all it took to turn him around. Don O'Neill had the hides. He was able to keep on going, but tough break for Bobby Pierce, who stalls the car. That you'll see it huff a fire here in just a second as he tries to refire the car, but tough break for him. He's down there in the work.
Laps, the books, you see the Dunbenson Fort Campbell University Rocket team down there. Danny Myers, Bob Pierce, the Hall of Famer.
Well,
oh my.
They're going to take this chance to put some new tires on the car, but they've got trouble there on that mud plug. The cover there is stuck. It's all beat up.
Well, his tires, you can see the good shot of the tires there. They don't look all that bad.
Shape. That mud cover has seen it. But the tire itself looks pretty good.
All right, 88. On the restart, it'll be Jimmy Owens, Don O'Neill, Scott Bloomquist, Josh Richards will be Bloomquist fourth. Brian Shirley, how about a shout out the fifth. Sixth will be Pearson. Seventh will be Chad Simpson. Eighth, Brandon over to ninth, Jonathan Davenport. And 10th will be Brandon Shepard back in the hunt after he changed the tire. Wow.
12 laps to go yet, James.
Well, they were reeling him in.
Yep.
O'Neal and Pierce were reeling in your leader, Jimmy Owens. You wonder what's up with Jimmy. Now, they get that lighter fuel load as well. You got to remember that.
Yep,
so
that's right.
Sometimes the handling goes away. So we'll see if he can hang on. But how about that? Two drivers that have been snake bit the most in this race in the history of this event, Jimmy Owens and Josh Richards. Here with 12 to go in the hunt for the win here tonight. Don O'Neal right there. Let's see what he can do on that restart. How much damage did he have on the left side of his car? Bobby Pierce back out. He'll be on the tail end of the lead lap. Here we go, Tony. 12 to go to decide it.
O'Neal gets on the gas through turn number 4, brings him back to the green flag. Off at turn 4, he gets a nice jump on the field. Down the front straightaway. Owens pulling away from the field. O'Neal right there in second. Here comes Josh Richards looking to the inside for the second spot. Josh Richards in third, looking for more down the back straightaway. Scott Bloomquist still running fourth. Brian Shirley now in the 5th position. Earl Pearson Jr. following him in 6th.
Out of turn number 4, Don O'Neal having trouble with that turn 4 cushion. Here comes Richards. Here comes Bloomquist down the main straightaway. 11 laps to go for Jimmy Owens. Now on the bottom, Richards and O'Neal. They go side by side into turn number 2.
Jimmy Owens is good tonight, James. That car is just really good. Lap restart after a restart. He's been able to yard the field as they work off at turn 4. He's doing it again as they battle for second side by side. Now they go back in line. Don O'Neal running second. Josh Richards still in the 3rd spot. Scott Bloomquist running 4th. Battle for 5th there in turn number 2. Brian Shirley getting back by the inside of Earl Pearson Jr. Then another side-by-side battle off of turn number 2. Brandon Overton, Tyler Irvin, Chad Simpson.
Well, they'll have 9 to go. If we do have a caution from here on out, it'll be a single file restart. Meanwhile, Don O'Neal still second. Josh Richards third. Scott Bloomquist is fourth. Brian Shirley running a good race in 5th. Then it's Pearson, Overton, Chad Simpson, Brandon Shepard getting back into the top 10. Here comes Shepard and Pierce. A late race charge, but they may run out of laps unless they get a caution. 8 to go for Jimmy Owens.
Jimmy Owens unchallenged. Then it's back into that 4th spot where the first battle is on the racetrack. Brian Shirley battling with Scott Bloomquist for position. That's the race for the 4th spot. Bloomquist holding the bottom line now makes Shirley go to the cushion in turn number 2. Now they go single file down the back straightaway as Jimmy Owens continues to pull away from the field. 7 to go this time by for the O Show.
We've had 11 different winners of the first 14 events here in Knoxville at Lucas Oil Late Model Nationals. Jimmy Owens trying to add his name to that list. Josh Richards as well. Don O'Neal's won it before. They go side by side down the back straightaway. As those top 3 right there are pulled away from the rest of the field. Again, Brian Shirley 5th, Bloomquist is 4th. With a good race for 2nd. But Jimmy Owens, he's almost got a straightaway lead again here tonight.
He's done that a couple times. He's been in position to pull away from the field. Gets comfortably out front where he can get back up to his line and nice and easy. Then that battle for 2nd with Don O'Neal. Don O'Neal has been pressured all night long. Everybody's been shooting for him. He rides in the 2nd position right now. Josh Richards running in that 3rd spot. Time is running out though. We're 5 to go.
Jimmy Owens well out in front right now. Don O'Neal, Josh Richards, Scott Bloomquist, Brian Shirley hoping for a caution. And now Richards on the bottom. Richards on the bottom. Slides up. O'Neal leaves him room. Down the back straightaway. Terrific battle there. Remember, that's 20,000 for 2nd, 10,000 for 3rd right there. So $10,000 difference right there. They're side by side of a turn 4.
Josh Richards trying to make the middle work as they work off of turn number 4. He goes back in line. O'Neal holds him back. Now Richards side by side in turn number 2 gets the nose advantage on him, but O'Neal driving back away up on the high side of the racetrack puts the cushion to work for the car number 5. O'Neal in 2nd. Here comes Richards again to challenge. 3 to go this time by for Jimmy Owens.
The 46-year-old driver out of Newport, Tennessee, the 3-time Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series national champion. Out at turn number 2 down the back straightaway. They'll enter the 2 to go signal. Coming up, meanwhile, terrific battle for 2nd. Don O'Neal and Josh Richards. But Jimmy Owens, could tonight be the night? He gets the monkey off his back in Knoxville. 2 to go for the O Show.
Jimmy Owens holding his breath for 2 more laps. just needs to continue to hit his marks. The battle continues in the second spot between Richards and O'Neal. Richards now sliding up across turn 2. Will he get it this time? No, O'Neal gets back by.
That's a good one. Jimmy Owens, East Tennessee, starts celebrating in one more lap because Jimmy Owens down the main straightaway gets the white flag from Doug Clark. Let's follow him around. Turn number 2 for the Rocket Chassis Andy Durham power plant for Leon Ramirez down the back straightaway. Still a great battle for a second here on the final lap. Tony B, bring him home.
Through turns 3 and 4, the 15th annual Lucas Oil Late Model Knoxville Nationals goes to a first-time winner. Your champion is Jimmy Owens here at Knoxville. Don O'Neal comes home second. Josh Richards finishing third. Scott Bloomquist fourth, and Brian Shirley from the 28th starting spot to 5th. Jimmy Owens, the class of the field tonight. What was it, 5 or 6 times they took a shot at him, James, but nobody could hold him back tonight. Jimmy Owens, the champion.
He's got to go to the scales first to make it official in the E3 Spark Plugs, Tommy Pope Construction, Boom Test, Well Service, Redbone Fishing and Rental, Power Rig LLC, Redline O, Midwest Shimano, Cheap Cars. There you go. Guinness is unofficial. The top 5 have to cross the scales. Owens, O'Neal, Richards, Bloomquist, Shirley. And Brandon Shepard back from the tail to 6. Bobby Pierce from the tail to 7th. Tyler Erb 8th. Chad Simpson 9th. And Earl Pearson Jr. 10th, Tony.
What a run for those cars. Bobby Pierce put on a show. Jonathan Davenport, he comes home in the 11th spot. Dennis Erb Jr. 12th. Frank Heckenash Jr. 13th. Chase Younghans, Ricky Thornton Jr. 15th. Daryl Lanigan comes home 16th tonight. Tyler Bruning 17th. Mason Ziegler 18th. Brandon Overton 19th. And Chris Simpson finishing 20th.
Well, here he comes up there, ladies and gentlemen. We'll give him a big round of applause when he gets out of his car. How about this, Tony? The 12th different winner in 15 Lucas Oil Late Model Knoxville Nationals here at Knoxville Raceway. Well-deserved. He did it. He did it. Celebrate, Jimmy Owens fans. Congratulations. Great race. Dave, down to you. Oh, I'm sorry.
So
Getting too excited, aren't I? I want to see
Jimmy Owens and the crew talking here just a little bit to get out of the car here. They're cheering some cheers inside of the car. Everybody excited down there as the fireworks go off. Boy, Jimmy Owens has tried so hard. He's come so close so many times to win this one tonight. Caution after caution. They took a shot at him. They couldn't get it done. He's climbing out of the car, pounding the roof. Your champion for 2018, Jimmy Owens, your winner at the Lucas Oil Late Model Knoxville Nationals. Up on the top, there goes the hat. He hops down off the car, and Dave Argerbright will soon be with your champion.
I'm going to tell you, man, I think I was more nervous than anybody in the house. Those last few laps, all I could think about, Jimmy, the last couple of years is all these big races you've been leading and something breaks and something happens and just more heartbreak, but not tonight, man. You won Knoxville.
That's awesome. I got to thank Leon Ramirez, Kaiser Manufacturing, Tommy Pope Construction. Got to thank God, thank all of my friends and my family. For believing in me. Thank all the fans. E3 Spark Plugs, Kaiser Manufacturing, Hyper Cold Springs, Integra Shocks, Midwest Sheet Metal, Doug from Cheap Cars, he's here. I'm glad he got to see here and see this. And, you know, I hope Leon and them was watching because, man, they've been cheering me on, and they've had as much heartbreak as we have, and it's awesome to get this win. You know, I just got to thank my crew and everybody for just busting their butts.
Late in the race, Bobby Pierce was able to get alongside you. Did that change the race you were running?
No, not really. We had a good car, and the lap guys' cars were in front of us, and I know they were going to close in on us. And I was expecting some sort of pass. I was hoping I didn't get passed or nothing, but it was just so hard to maneuver through them traffic because, you know, the track was really good tonight, and when they're 3 and 4 wide in front of you, it's just hard to go anywhere.
You know, you've been so close, as we've talked about, the heartbreak and the misfortune that's happened for you. But this one here, maybe that changes the game. Maybe that puts all you behind you. You've had such a great career so far. This is the one, I think, that can really help you get past all that heartache and get to the Jimmy Owens we all know and love. Well, you know, it's just a lot of work from everybody. And like I say, everybody's had their ups and downs. We lost this race several years ago. Scott and I were talking about it in the lineup shoot there, and I was like, man, they give the 5 to go, and I was like, man, just don't hit no cushion, don't hit no rocks, don't hit nothing, and maybe we won't get to lap traffic and we'll be all right. They say sometimes you never forget the ones you lose, but, buddy, this is one. You're never going to forget this one you won, my man. It is awesome, you know, it's awesome. You know, I just thank God and thank all the fans. Thank you, guys. That's your winner, Jimmy Owens. What a ride.
Jimmy Owens, the big winner. Everybody's celebrating back there. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. We'll hear from second and third and give you a full field rundown when we return from Knoxville, where Jimmy Owens is your winner.
The Lucas Oil